Love smarter, not harder. Today's question. I'm 33 and I've been in a relationship with a man 10 years my junior for 2 years. I had no intention of starting this relationship and definitely didn't expect to continue to this point. Things have been going well, but recently I've been feeling like I want to get married and possibly have another child. I know he's not ready and I respect that. We did talk about it though, and he said we should stay together because we're happy. He said marriage itself isn't that important, but he could see marriage in our future in possibly 2 years. I must admit my desire for marriage grew stronger after attending my cousin's wedding and being approached by the groom's friend. He's closer in age and more settled professionally. Obviously, I couldn't act on his advances, but I did see him weeks later at a church event in the park. I must add my partner became agitated when he believed I wanted to get married because I attended 2 weddings in quick succession. It wasn't initially on my mind, but the ensuing conversation awakened something, making me think about things I could possibly have, especially now that I'm due to start my job, which will set me in my career. I'm not sure I can wait 2 more years for marriage and another child, but obviously I may have to wait longer if I break up with him and start a new relationship. I don't know if I should end things and hope to find what I'm looking for with someone else, or just enjoy how things are going. I have to admit, my age is probably playing a factor into this and not wanting to waste time with a young man who doesn't know what he wants. So, as I read your question, I hear you really processing your answer. You start with, I'm in this relationship with this guy 10 years younger than me. I certainly didn't even think I'd start this, nor would I be in this for 2 years, and here I am. And sometimes that happens, right? We kind of stumble into something, and it's great for a season. I started dating at 15. I didn't get married until 42. So I know what that's like to be in a relationship that's really lovely in many, many ways, but maybe isn't meant to go the distance. And it sounds to me like the 10 years wasn't a big deal, but now maybe it is, because you don't want to put more serious realities of life. You want to think about marriage. You want to think about another child, and you don't want to put that on hold until he grows up. And really our 20s, that's what our 20s are for, to find ourselves, to figure out what we want, who we are, and what we're about. And when we find that out, then we know the type of person that we should partner with. And my guess is he's quite young, 10 years younger than you. He's only 23 and he's been with you for 2 years. So he's not had time to grow and to become the man that he's meant to become and figure out who he is and establish his values and his goals for life. Like, he's just getting started and all that. And you're 10 years on. So the age difference doesn't have to be a big deal, but I feel like right now it is for you. And I hear that in what you're describing to me. So I think to answer your question, I don't know that you can just be happy with the way things are anymore. Sometimes in a relationship, we turn a corner unintentionally. It's not like you meant to go to these 2 weddings and then go, wait a minute, maybe I do want marriage. Maybe I do want another child. I'm in my early 30s. Maybe I want to start being intentional about those pursuits. And so I think you've turned a corner, and I don't know that you can go back to just being cool and fine and whatever happens with this relationship. And he says maybe in 2 years he'll entertain the idea about marriage, but what if he doesn't? He's still only 25 then. That's quite young. So I think your heart's telling you and your gut's telling you what you need to do. So I think you need to just listen to that. And I don't want to tell you what to do, because that's really not the job of someone in my position, more just to try to help you see with more clarity what you want to do in the situation. So I would continue to ask yourself the questions that you're asking me, and I think you're going to find your own answers, and I hope that's helpful.